Good morning from the north. Figure we start the video while I feed them their breakfast. And right now they're all swarming. There's some pellets in there too, and then there's bloodworm junk floating around. And they can just chase what they want to. Some of them actually like the pellets better than the bloodworms. It's hilarious. But I've started doing this sort of multi-feed where I mix foods because everybody likes something different, and it also, you throw the pellets in first, you get the big guys all chasing the pellets, and then you put the protein in, and the big guys are busy and the little guys get more protein. So it really helps. Everybody in here is doing awesome. The discus situation's pretty much under control. Still got those other two off in the side tank. We're going to take a good look at, oh yeah, they do that. It's normally Bertha doing that. It wasn't her today. They're just competing for food. Cichlids will be cichlids. Isn't that gorgeous though? That's what that centerpiece decor needed, was just a few more plants. And that moneywort's a beautiful, beautiful thing. There's a whole big, let's get in there. And I don't even know how to name all my plants, so but what I've got here is I bought the Amazon swords. I bought the moneywort, sorry. But everything else you see, like this stuff, he's in my way now. That stuff, whatever it is, it grows pretty good. That started with just a little piece of it that was in a bag with my fishies, and now there's a whole bunch. I had taken it over to my, who's actually came in a bag, and then I brought a fish over to my girlfriend's house. In that bag, there was a little piece of it, and I put it in her shrimp tank, and it turned into a big mass, and I was like, okay, I need that, and I left her with a big chunk of it. Well, I took the lion's share, to be honest, and she doesn't care really because it was overtaking her little tank. So, and I need a variety of plants, so I grabbed a chunk, and it's starting to grow up nice in here. Seems to be doing well in here. So. There's Anubis, little pieces of Anubis here and there, but good luck. They're just pushed into it all. Probably some of it in there. It's like a small kind. But it's really looking good. See, I use fake plants like this one as a lattice, and then I use it to snaggle little pieces of stuff like this into it and hold them in place, because I can't let plants float around in my tank. They die if they do that. So I anchor them with these fake ones, and then just let the real ones grow on top of the fake ones. And it all fills in. It's all been filling in nicely. Soon you won't even see any fake plants because the real ones will overtake them, and they're just acting as a base to hold them in place. And that's what I'm getting from it, slowly over time. As these little scraps that come with my fish in the bags, I stuff them into into the fake plants. And I don't know what that is, fake wisteria or something. I stuff it in there because it's full of like little, you know, it's very grabby, this stuff. And then the real plants just grow from there and stay there. And then we get a nice big mess and mix of vegetation. But it's turning out, you know, plants on the cheap. Spend all my money on fish and food and gear. I just haven't had money for plants. But they're becoming more and more into my focus because you need them. You need them because if you don't have them, algae takes over. So hopefully I've got what the tank needs now, plant-wise. I don't think I should need any more. And we'll know when we see this algae buildup start to die off here. And these plants will recover. Those swords. Taking it hard. And if they don't, they don't. But I hope they do. Should almost just buy new swords and replace them, but we try to save things around here. Let's have a look at the other fishies. I've been on this tank too long. I love looking at this tank. I just can't get enough of it. I've been keeping these guys dark and I just turned the light on, so they got pissed off, but they were swimming around. I have to change this water later today. Believe it or not, I changed it yesterday. They're not really eating a lot of their food though. They're probably pissed off, like I hit this tank hard with meds, so it's hard on them. But so is whatever they're fighting. I got new meds coming in that is specifically made for this particular sort of symptom set, so we'll see if it helps. But it's going to be a few days before it arrives because that's just how it is up here. But yeah, I'm changing up their water after this video. I'll give them a couple hours of med-free water, let their everything circulate, and later in the day I'll hit them again. Oscar tank's just beautiful and clear and a happy place for big fish. Starting to get some algae buildup up around that light. I'll have to deal with that later. They had all their filters cleaned yesterday, and these tanks are just running optimally. The flow system remains perfect. It's basically weeks of just no problems with that. The weird overflow that I made is absolutely just working fine. Although it looks like they moved it, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't like them moving shit. I got some more suction cups to secure that down better, and I'm gonna do that. They move that too much, we're gonna have a problem. But yep, everything's good in here. That was just an observation. See how it's sticking out? Someone got behind that, and I gotta fix that. It's supposed to be pushed up higher and more straight. But still running, thankfully. Yeah, that's a bad situation. It's the only problem with that. But look, it's still running, so we're good. Now I'll stand back here and show you the parrotfish, because they hide when I get close to the tank. They don't know where they are yet. It's funny. I'm gonna have to take that log out before when they start getting a little bigger, but these fish are probably half grown. They're in probably 4 to 5 inch range. And yeah, I would say 4 to 5 inch. And they're actually really cool fish. They got a bad rap for being aggressive or whatever, but I don't know. No problems. I'm sure they'll come maybe when they're older, but I'm just going to keep them with fish that can cope with it, like the Oscars. They pay no mind to the Oscars at all. They probably pay no mind to anything that looks bigger than them, because that's normally the way it works. And typically, if it's too big to fit in their mouth, they don't care about it either, so. Really cool, though. One of them, and hopefully we'll get to see this behavior in a minute, okay, has made fun of, okay, see how we got one off to the right? I think he's the one that does it, though. So when this one gets up over there, the other one will often come down on this side and then enter the he'll ambush. He'll enter the log slowly, and then he shoots out like a gun and ambushes for fun. He's just playing, but that's pretty smart thinking for a fish. And he's having fun with his environment. So these things are absolutely cool to watch. I've been having a good time with it. Now, I know they're still scared because this is like their second day here, but they won't be afraid of me soon. They'll be up on the glass and doing what cichlids do. Well, that was a big poop. I've been inspecting the poops. They're all fine. They do poop a lot, though. It's all normal looking matter. There's no mucus. Everybody's clean. I'll be soaking some of their food in some anti-parasitic treatments. All of these fish will be getting that for the next couple weeks, just to make sure and bring home something. This is how I do it, and it tends to work for me. I rarely have problems. Everybody is going to have some problems, but I don't have any big problems. It's just learning how to select fish and having a good shop that looks after their tanks and their fish, like we have here in our city. Our big houses, they run a tight ship, and it shows. Very important to have a good fish shop. So this tank is getting very interesting. I don't think I need to do much more to it, but it did need population, and now it has that. It's going to be a community tank, and the only thing left to go in here is a couple angels I've got down over here. Let's have a look at how they're doing this morning. Oh, they were down here. Oh, there they are. Yep. These are beautiful. They're very, very white and very, very black. And they just pop. But I had to have them. And if you're in Canada and you're in a major city, there's a big owls in almost every major city. Get out there, because everything in the store is 20% off for the next couple days. And that's why I went. I've been planning on buying fish, but you wait for the opportunities, and then you knock. And 20% off. That's worth dropping money. It's worth dropping money. You drop $200 and you save $40. That's a significant savings. That's how I like to roll. But yeah, they're really, really nice angels. So we're growing them out because these things are about the size of a dime right now. They're going to be down here by themselves in the 75 gallons, maybe in another month. we'll bring them up in the community tank. I like this Grommy. He's very pretty. I'm not a big Grommy guy, but they are pretty fish. So I only put one in the tank because they can be bossy sometimes. But a lot of the fish in this tank are like that, so it's on the bossiness level, all these fish are like medium bossy. Like even these guys, they're not too bad. They're not like, I didn't pick any super aggressive cichlids. I like South American cichlids the most, but there's not a lot of choice when it comes to them. So that one's not a South American cichlid. Those are basically fancy convicts. With blue in a slightly different pattern. Those silver dollars are awesome. I've got 4. I put 2 in with the parrot fish because they need friends. Look at that water clarity though. The whole system looks like that. I got more pot scrubbies coming in today. Increased my pot scrubby population in the barrels. So I increased my fish population. So let's bring the biomedia up a bit. They can grow together. The biomedia can populate the new media, and while the fish are in the system. I think the system will handle everything. I just added to it. I added a lot of fish, but it's not too much for how much water volume I have at 450 gallons. And then I've been seasoning this whole system all summer long. Started in the early spring with this particular tank, and then I built up this whole room from there over the course of the summer. I collected materials throughout the winter. I mean, everything's been a slow, thought out build. You know, this whole basement was, this spring there was nothing down here but storage and junk, and I cleared all that out, and we've turned it all into this. And then we come over here on the other side. I'm going to hide those ugly walls today. And get this all done up. Looking a little nicer. We got the computer station over there in the corner. That shelf won't be staying there. There's actually going to be tanks going here. I want them 3 high, so there's going to be a 30-gallon long. And there's going to be, I think I'm going to put, it's a 30-gallon tall, so it's square. I think I'm going to put that underneath. And I got 20-gallon long, and I'm going to put that on the bottom. And that's going to be the sump for all 3, or act as the bottom tank, because they'll be fishing it as well. And then that one will just circulate between themselves. That's the plan. That's what's going to go there. I have the tanks. I just got to make the overflows, and the top tank is drilled, so I got to find pipe. It's like, I think it's like 1.25 inches. Might be anywhere from 3/4 inch to 1.25 inches. The hole, I'm not sure. So I got to find pipe that fits that, and yeah, we're gonna have a nice little 3-tank system here. So 30-gallon long will be great. They're really, I'll use them for anything. I'll use them for tending babies, and I'll use them 30-gallon long, and 20-gallon long will make nice hospital tanks should I have a problem with the Oscars or the large fish. So that's another important reason to have those set up, and they're coming. I don't require them right now, and I've been doing a lot of other stuff. Bought a bunch of camera equipment. Different kinds of cameras over the last course of the last couple weeks.
so we can get better live streaming developed, and just keep the channel momentum going, keep everything up. But most importantly, I'm glad I got some fish stock. I mean, I essentially still have 2 empty tanks in this room. All the tanks were practically empty in here 2 days ago. So, but you can't just throw a bunch of fish in a new system. You gotta bring it up slowly, and that's what I've been doing. I've been running them. I've been putting small amounts of fish here and there, even moving them around, so each tank and it's just building up the biocycle over the course of basically the entire summer. So we're fall now, and fish are going in, and everybody's going to be healthy because I'm doing this the old school way, and the old school way is the right way. These don't change your water fools. Pay no attention to them, please. They're actually harming the hobby, in my opinion. Like, sure, you might enjoy lazy fish keeping, and if that's what you want to do and that's your hobby, then that's fine. I mean, do it the way you want to do it. But do I think you're helping fish? No. And I tried it because I was curious, and it's going to make your house smell like a swamp. It's not healthy for you either to live in swampy air conditions. I don't care what anybody says. Now, when you got a clean aquarium, it's a little different, because living water is good for you, as long as it ain't swamp level living water. And if a clean aquarium and a properly filtered aquarium system will actually clean the air in your house, especially when you're running this much water volume. The air in my house is so fresh now. Like, this is an old house, and I wish I did this years ago, because this old house has always had like an old house smell. That's gone now. It's gone. Like, I smell like I'm sitting outside by a river, and like it's just clean, crisp air in my house now. The whole building's been affected. It's great. So, of course, you got to keep lids on all your tanks so you don't have moisture issues. But I've done that. I've got tight sealing lids everywhere. So my water stays in, so I'm not going to have a mold problem or any of that. And that's pretty much how we've handled it. But yeah, the only downfall is I've had to like put my tanks in sort of 3 different locations. You know, I got these, and I got the other side of this wall, and then I got upstairs in my kitchen. But you know, you use the space you got, and that's how I had to do things. I'm almost at capacity for how many tanks I can keep anyway, and pretty much there. I do have a whole other bedroom upstairs I can fill up with small tanks. They just can't be monsters like this. They have to be little ones. Problem with that room, it's too far from water source, which makes things a bit of a pain in the butt for draining more than filling. So I probably won't be using that room. But who knows what the future holds. So that's pretty much a tour of all the tanks. Oh, and forgot to mention, I had to move Bob. I forgot that Bob is a highly aggressive predatory species, and therefore he's now isolated in his own tank. We don't want him to be a danger to the other fishies, and so he's kind of just doing his own thing over here. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll catch you on the next one. That's a tour of all my tanks for now.